Okay, let's kick things off and do some early morning barking live. Hello to everybody in the chat room. Hello, everybody. Am I loud enough? I'm loud enough. There we go. Oh, we've got some things to talk about tonight. What are we going to do? How are you all doing? Are you all good? Sorry, I've got a billion things to click on. Because I am in need of something like a Stream Deck, and I don't have anything like a Stream Deck. But anyway, we can live with it, can't we? We're big. We're grown-ups now. We can make our way through. We don't, we understand. It's all good. It's all good. How are you doing? How are you doing? Did you see my videos and everything? I've been making videos again. It's been a lot of fun. I've been enjoying it, and I think I might make some more. I've got that thing where the rug my chair is on is bunched up underneath me, and I can't roll it forward like I want to. There. Sorry. Never quite comfy. This is why I'm better suited to podcasts instead of video. You can't see me shuffling around the whole time. Anyway, I hope you're all well. I hope you had a good Monday and a good start to your week. I've had a good, fun weekend. But anyone, whatever. It's been an interesting time since I spoke to you. There was a little bit of BPD shopping happened. You know, that was the thing. But on the upside, there's a new PS5 here. God, the impulsivity, the need, whatever, all of it. It still lives strong in my brain. But it's good though, because I quite like playing F123. You see the ups and downs. I'll struggle with it later. Sometime later, I'm going to be absolutely desperate, and all of that, whatever. Are you all enjoying the music in the chat room? I don't know what any of the music is called. I haven't chosen it. I just click a button and music plays. It's not music of mine. It is just some music. I use Streamlabs here to do all of this. And there is a Streamlabs music app. And you pick a style of playlist. I picked blues today. That was what you heard. And it just plays. And I don't know. And it's music that doesn't get me copyright strikes, which is pretty much the goal of it. And it seems to work because I only need it for that bit. It's just something to play before you guys turn up. Or no, while you guys turn up, before I turn up. Trying to build anticipation, trying to get you all sat there going, but wait for Rich. Does that ever happen? Some of you turn up early. I quite like it, you know. I do quite like it. But yeah, it's been I don't know. What do you want from me? I did discover. You were looking right. Okay, sorry. I need a thing that puts chat on the screen big. Which is, you see it anyway. AG looking at a plant wave. What's the plant wave? I have to know what a plant wave is now. I'm going. Do I get one on Amazon? No, I'm not. I don't know what one is. I'm curious. It's a thing. No, I have no idea what it is. I'm looking at it. I have no idea. I searched for plant wave on Amazon, and it's come up with plants, but there's nothing like, I don't know. Hello, Cluster B Milkshake. You want metal music for a live? I think there is a metal music thing on it. Let me have a look. Is there a metal one? What do we have? There's some of them are quite clear what they are, right? So there's the one I play tonight is just called Blues. There's various playlists, and there's one called Dubstep and one called Chill. But then there's one called Beauty and Fashion. What pray tell will that involve musically? What is beauty and fashion music? Really, there's a way to find this out. Whatever that is, that's it. Is that anything? I don't know. That must be a metal one. They're all gamer things, so there's like a Fortnite inspired. We have a rock playlist.
I should have known you were.
Yeah. That's a thing. And hip hop, R&B. You would think there'd be metal. There's no metal. That's kind of so, but it's kind of free and included in the thing, so I'm not gonna, whatever. Hang on, right. More in the case of the what is a plant wave. Basically, you can hear plants music or mushrooms. What? What do you mean like you can hear the you can hear plants? I need to just Google this, don't I? Plant or is plant wave oh, hang on. Hang on. Right, okay. Right, no, we're sharing this. Hang on. We're sharing this. This can't be kept to just me. We all need to see this. Bear with me. Okay. Oh no, I'm in the way. That's better. Tune into Plant Wave. Tune into nature wherever you are. Listen to plant music at home in the garden or on the trail and instantly feel more connected to the world around you. Get what? What is this? That is the sound of Plant Wave. Plant Wave's music is mesmerizing, always changing and continuously flowing based on the electrical variations in your plant. It's the perfect device to help deepen your meditation practice and explore inner mindfulness. It's a little brown thing with a USB port. What's it doing? It doesn't say what it does. Okay. Place your plant wave near your plant. Gently connect pads or leads or clips to your plant. Collect the... What? Does this move? Okay. Now then, right? Okay, this needs to be very cheap. What is it? Fuck off! No! No, it's not £232. No! Don't buy that. Right? Look, okay. Look. The meditation music thing's cool, right? That's fine. That's all cool. I have various things like that, right? I fall asleep to rain sounds. I totally get the listening to stuff to chill out, to do mindfulness, all of that, right? But this is bullshit. This is some kind. Listen to just go on Spotify and get like a meditation playlist or something, right? £232. No. And what the fuck? It makes music from your plant. No. No. You can stick it on your forehead too, can you? I can imagine a lot of places you can stick that. Don't buy that for that much money. If you're going to spend that much money on something to make you happy, buy a Nintendo Switch. There you go. Don't listen to nature's song. This is bollocks, and this is a website full of stock photography. This isn't. Oh, this is. We have to... Right, so that's mushroomy. What are you gonna do? Just go and sit by some mold in the woods? I'm not hearing that. I'm not. I'm hearing a sound generator in an iPhone app. Playing through a speaker. Anyway. What if your plant's depressed too? Good point. Good point. But no, don't buy that. Honestly, buy Nintendo instead. They're much more fun. Do that instead. Oh, hi Nanya. Hi Coolest Rob. Hi AG. Hi Tortson. Hi Ollie. I don't remember that I said hi to everybody. Does sound very good. Like, I bet you can get a cheap one on Wish.com for $30. Do you find it... Good question, Coolest Rob. Do you find it easier to spend money on others than yourself because it's easier to justify in your head? Yeah, I have, right? I have massive guilt surrounding spending money on myself. Massive guilt and shame. This has been a thing recently, right? This has come up because I mentioned the PS5, right? Now, massive guilt around buying a thing. And it's right, as much as I say I can't afford it, I'll give you a bit more detail, because why not, right? Because it's not that simple. Because first of all, I'm not buying the whole thing, I'm buying half of it, which is easier, right? Because we're sharing it, which is great. And then on top of that, we're doing the Amazon 5 monthly payment thing, so it's not like I'm dropping 500 quid on something that I don't have, right? And in actual fact, this has been quite a considered thing. Like, I've not, as much as I did it impulsively, I didn't do it impulsively at the same time, if that makes any sense. So I've not done anything stupid. I've done something quite impulsive, but not ridiculous. Okay? I am so thoroughly ashamed of it. So much guilt connected to it. It's just this big white box of shame sat underneath my television that looks at me and says, "You bought a thing. You bought something." And it's sat next to a TV, and it's like, and there's a TV here. That got bought too, didn't it, at one point? You know, and it's, what are you doing? Buying things. So much guilt and shame. So much guilt and shame. But buying things for other people, no guilt and shame. None at all. Don't have that, really. I like buying things for other people. I like doing that. I like giving gifts. I enjoy giving presents. And it's just, there's so many instances in which that's a happy, justifiable thing to do. You know, and I enjoy doing it. You know, but then, yeah, struggling to do something myself. And it's look, from my own point of view, it's that, look, really, technically, I feel like I can't afford anything. I can't afford anything. I shouldn't be spending money. And there's a lot of guilt around spending money on things that actually just make you happy. You know? I'm weird with stuff. I'm really weird with stuff, and I have trouble spending money on stuff that just makes me happy. Right? Here's a clue on how that works. When you look at my Amazon wish list, it is, right? This is my Amazon wish list. This is a list of anything I could possibly want from Amazon, which is pretty much everything in the world, near enough. And look at how many things on it are sort of work related, right? You know, cameras, streaming boxes, laptops, microphones, equipment for work, and that sort of thing. Because even in a wish list, I had to like work at stuff that's just like a treat or to make you happy or whatever. It's not even stuff I'm buying, right? You know, is that related to a bad experience receiving gifts from myself? I've never had, I don't think I've had any bad gift receiving experiences. I remember times when I felt guilty about it. Um, you know, now receiving gifts, that can also be very difficult. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Receiving gifts can be very difficult for again feeling like you don't, not just feeling like you don't deserve it. I mean, that's definitely part of it, and sometimes that is all of it. But I also have things of a fear of having it thrown back at me at some point. And it's I wouldn't go as far to say as it's an irrational fear. It's a learned fear. And it's not applicable to my life situation as it is right now. And it's, but there is a fear of, yeah, having it thrown back, in the kind of, oh, I've done this for you. And what do you do for me? Kind of thing. There is definitely a fear of that. And, it's difficult. It really is. But I would like to get over it. It would be nice to be able to enjoy things because the important part of receiving a gift, when we're talking about the joy of giving and receiving, right? We're talking about how we all like happily like giving gifts because it makes other people happy. It's a justifiable thing. It makes us feel good, makes them feel good. Everybody's happy, right? And so when I'm receiving a gift, that is somebody else's giving a gift. And they're wanting to make me happy. They're doing something out of love, out of care, out of wanting to make me happy. And I want them to have that too. There's a whole lot in it. And so it's, um yeah, it can be difficult. I'm learning to just get over it, I think. It takes practice, it takes time, as most things do. Yeah, gift giving can be a difficult thing. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. There, it does get caught up in the. I can get very narcissistic about it, right? In that I like giving the best presents or whatever. I very often go overboard when I can, you know, and to be fair, genuinely do it expecting nothing in return. I don't think I've ever been giving presents in the like on the grounds that I'm getting back lots of presents. Certainly not consciously, anyway. But yeah, having things bought for you is a complicated thing, and I have lots of negative emotions and feelings and history around it. To be perfectly honest, uh, as I was saying on a TikTok live stream earlier today, this ties into like various childhood things. When there was a wrong answer to the question, "What would you like?" Right, and so being bought things and not knowing what you want, and it becomes a very sticky mess. What about you lot? So you like the giving and the receiving is awkward. It is a thing. Receiving nice things. Oh, I'm still on that stupid view. Or am I? No, I'm not. Sorry, my live preview of this is way behind. There we go. Um, Lost my train of thought now. Ah, right, yeah. Parents used to say every time how many things they bought for me, not gifts, but in general. And then it was always when we had an argument. Yeah, things like that. For some people, relationships are transactional things, right? I've done a thing for you, now you must do a thing for me. And the bigger thing I do for you, the bigger thing you must do for me, and so on and so forth. They are transactional, one way or another. Um, and parents can be like that. You know, that as you're saying, there is sometimes strings attached. I get, the one that I get is the, if you do this, I will get you this. Um, which on the face of it can sometimes be used positively. There are some kinds of times that can, rewarding kids with stuff is, probably a good idea from time to time. But as you age, as those things become more serious, as they become more whatever, because you start off with, if you behave, you get a chocolate bar, something like that. Is the kid version of this, and we move up to, well, if you go and work at this job, then there's something in it. It can be used to control massively, and that's something I've experienced a lot. Like, I can give you all these things, but I will only do it on the condition that you live the life I want you to live. You know, it's that's how it goes. What was the last one? It was something like, I know you need a car. I have money to give you towards a car. I will give you money towards a car if you. What was it? I cannot for the life of me remember what it was now, but it was something I blatantly didn't want to do. And it was all just done as a sort of, can I control you? Can I push you in this direction? And it's fucking hideous. And it's a control method. That string that's attached, that preemptive condition. And it can be used to guilt you later. I bought you that thing and you didn't do that other thing, so now you owe me one way or another. Feel some guilt about that. Know that that's a thing I've been thinking about. You know? Hmm. Oh, Rob, that's so beautifully sad though. I have a 3D printer and can create so many things, but if I look back, it's so rare I make something that isn't to make someone else happy. I don't even know my own favorite color, which is tough. That's heartbreaking. I mean, don't worry about the favorite color thing. I mean, that's who gives a shit. Like, you don't have to have a favorite color. Pick blue. Everyone picks blue. Um, but do you know what? There is something nice about it all, isn't there? I mean, we're talking about feeling good, making other people happy. Which, God, do you know what? As someone who talks about NPD a lot, it's nice to be talking about something that kind of goes the other way in terms of its reputation and way of treating people. You know, at least we're concerned with making people happy. We're concerned with doing something nice. and all of that. So why not? You know, why not indeed? Um, so I'm reading the chat again now. Took all my energy as a kid to fake interest in something I never wanted. We kind of have to learn that skill though. I think there are times in life when you have to look excited about things you get. General rule of thumb, right? If you give someone a present and when they open it, they say what it is, then they don't like it. Oh, socks. Great. Trust me. No one who genuinely likes the thing says what it is. They get excited. None knew what's happening. Last song tricks to 60. Paul Lewis Reeves per Shazam. Were you like Shazamming the pre-show with a little banjo there? Okay. I think we've got the yeah. Well, welcome back anyway. I still have my plant wave music up. I don't think that you should be spending that much money on something. Send me £232 instead. And I'll buy a Stream Deck or pay rent. Or my gas bill, which is terrifying right now. Absolutely terrifying. I think I'm supposed to be looking for a real jobby job, which I'm not doing. I'm doing this more. One-to-ones have started, and that's helping massively. Um, and I've been enjoying that. Oh yeah, no, I get it. I get the like loving funky socks. That's fine. Depends on the socks though, doesn't it? Do I know my Myers-Briggs personality? Oh yeah, no, I did this a while ago. Oh, I do know this. Hang on, right. Right, hang on. Hang on. Bear with me. That's not what it is. Was it Ian? Hang on. Right, I think I have a screenshot of it. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, thank God. iOS image search. ENFP, apparently. The one time I took it. Extrovert 30%, 38%. Intuitive 34%. Feeling 22%. Perceiving 6%. ENFP. What is Myers-Briggs? Right, so the Myers-Briggs personality test is, well, it's a personality test. And it's supposed to be a way to sort of group personality types, traits, all of this sort of thing by asking you just some questions. You can go and find a website that will let you do a Myers-Briggs uh, test, whatever. There's loads of them. Most of them will want you to sign in with your Facebook account, that kind of thing. Um, and some people put a lot of stock in this, and I think I encountered it because there's actually a place to put it on your Tinder profile. It's that level of thing, but it's bollocks. It's not really. It's just all rubbish. It's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything. Uh, it's just like a made up thing. Um, As far as I'm aware, that's the situation. Oh, here we go. The Myers-Briggs type indicator has been criticized for several reasons. The types are only stereotypes, they do not describe individuals. The MBTI puts you in a box that does not allow a person to use a mix of the preferences. The descriptions only appear accurate because of the Barnum or Fora effect. The indicator exhibits significant scientific deficiencies, including poor validity, poor reliability, measuring categories that are not independent, and not being comprehensive. Effectively categorizing the personality spectrum of billions of people into several types can be challenging, so it might not be surprising that the MBTI is considered an unreliable psychological instrument. Many criticize the theory behind it and the rigid dichotomy that tends to oversimplify the human personality. So, that's where it is. But I don't know. Some people put stock in it. I think it's bollocks. That's what it is. And yeah, I'm ENFP or something, which is, and here's the thing, right? I remember even when I was answering it, it was impossible to answer properly. And there were questions I was answering that you were like, well, what mode am I in for this test? Right? Because there are times when I am in grandiose narcissism mode and all the extrovert stuff comes out and all of the confidence stuff comes out, and it's asking you things like, how are you at parties? And you're like, well, I'm the life and soul of the party on the day that I choose to be. Right? And then you're like, well, do I answer this for a bad BPD day? Because I can't just be one personality type. There's all that, I move from day to day, from minute to minute. And it all depends on where I am and what I'm doing and all sorts of stuff. So this idea that I am just this one type, I honestly couldn't tell you if I think I'm introverted or extroverted. Like that most basic thing. I don't know what box I'd put myself in for that. I mean, how introverted can you accuse someone of being on a YouTube channel? Like if I was truly introverted, would I be doing this and talking to you now on a live video stream on the internet? I mean maybe not. But so I never know how to answer it. Christina, hello, welcome to the live stream. It's good to see you. I'm glad I could help today. Forgive me, everybody. My chat is running behind. Yeah, I hope you're feeling a bit better, Christina. The Myers-Briggs test. I did the. Oh, what was the other one I did? Do I still have those? Bear with me. I don't know if I still have them, but I did take a like a dark triad test. At one point. Oh, I don't think I still have that. I think I got rid of it because it was probably also bollocks. Let's see if. Oh, no, I do have a screenshot of it. How do I make that be on there? And clearer, please. This was the Dark Triad Personality Test. Here we go. Oh, it's gone clear now. Right. So narcissism, I scored 98.1%. No, sorry, no. On the test, 3.8. Machiavellianism, 3. Psychopathy, 2.1. And I was. So the way that works out, I'm trying to. It's very difficult to show you. Hang on. There must be a way to do this. There must be a way to do. I can't airdrop. This is why I need a Mac back. Hang on, I can save it to a file and put it on OneDrive. This is how this works. Go into files and save it there. Right, and then I can open that on my PC and show you my Dark Triad personality test. Or can I? How easy will this make my life? Bear with me, people. I'm just going to ramble until this goes on. Oh, there we go. There we go. Right, and now I can open that. There we go. I'll move that and I can show it to you. Let's have a look. Now, before I put this up, I will say I took this test a long time ago. Just show the picture. Why would it do that? Now it's playing a video from the folder. Anyway. There we go. Do you know I hate Windows? Anyway, bear with me. Bear with me. And there. So the test is complete. Be prudent about sharing your results. The Dark Triad traits are loaded subjects. Here is a table of your scores are between 0 and 4. Percentile is what percentage of people you score higher than. So narcissism 3.8. I score higher than 98.1% of people on that one. So yeah. Machiavellianism, a tendency to be manipulative and deceitful. I scored 3 out of 4. 74. I am more Machiavellianism-ish than, I know that's not a word, than 74.2% of people. And psychopathy, which here is a bit high for me, I think. And yet, there we go. Like I say, this was a number of years ago I took this. You can see it's an iPad screenshot, and that looks like iOS 5 or something like that. That is an old one. But that's what I did. So there you go. That was my Dark Triad test a number of years ago. It's all right though. It worked out all right in the end. I'm not psychopathic, probably. It might be a little bit. Who knows? Do I ever feel like I'm being a fake good person? Sometimes. Sometimes. Right, how best to put it? Yeah, like it's just an act. But not just like that though. It's like when I'm trying when I know I'm working to not do something narcissistic. Like the times when like the therapy is working and I'm choosing to do the right thing or behave in the right way. And that's when it starts to feel like, is this real? Am I really doing it? Do I feel it? Really? And it's sort of, it can feel almost fake. But it is just a fake, because I know I'm not trying, I know when I'm being fake on purpose. I know when I'm doing that. So I don't, there's no wondering about that. It's very clear. But yeah, the other times, not quite so sure. It does fluctuate. It does fluctuate back and forth. And it's a weird one. It is a weird one. But it's like all the others. Like, am I really a good person? Am I really not a bad person? I still think all these bad things from time to time. I still feel that rage, even though I don't act on it anymore or try and handle it better. And there are still little glimpses from time to time where I get really wound up and it worries me. But no, no. I guess we all have our wobbles as well, don't we? Like, I think a lot of us have been through a wobble of late. I feel like that's been a thing that has affected several people I know, one way or another, including myself. Um, because these things are just so up and down. And I don't know. I feel like I think a lot of people have kept it together for a long time, and we're all due a little wobble, quite frankly. I certainly was. Um, but wobble over now, and I'm back to my usual self, if not a little better for it, I think. I don't know. It's an odd one. I continue to be self-analytical and all of that sort of thing. What was this new thing I came up with? I didn't come up with it at all. That was suggested to me. Uh, so this is a new thing I'm getting interested in. Hang on. Bear with me again. Bear with me. Oh, now my mouse is being weird. Yeah. Pathological demand avoidance. A proposed disorder and subtype of autism spectrum disorder defined by characteristics such as a greater refusal to follow the requests of others. Here's where mental health gets sticky, right? PDA individuals share autistic characteristics and also have many of the key features of a PDA profile. Some of these features are resisting and avoiding the ordinary demands of life, appearing sociable but lacking understanding, excessive mood swings and impulsivity, comfortable in a role play and pretending. Now, I feel these characteristics sound remarkably like various characteristics of BPD and NPD. But I have recently come to realize just how, like, defiant I am to anything that is put upon me. Like, anything that is put upon me. When it's something I don't feel I have a choice about, it cannot happen. But again, I'm hesitant to start saying, "Well, I think I'm autistic now." I don't necessarily think that at all. Because as I'm trying to say, there's this thing, this pathological demand avoidance, that while yes, this is a autistic spectrum disorder thing, all of these features are very NPD and very BPD, for that matter. But it's been a thing for a while, and it's been getting stronger and stronger, and it's kind of becoming debilitating because it's becoming the sort of thing like, as soon as there's something I have to do, I can't do it. Right? And there are lots of things in life you have to do, like pay tax return, fill out a tax return, or make those important phone calls to the electricity company you need to make, or all these other things. There's stuff in life you need to do that is put upon you, right? That's the important distinction. Like, I don't get annoyed that I have to do things like eat or whatever. That's all fine. That's not put upon me. That's my thing. But it's when it's something that is asked of me or required of me, uh, that it starts to become a problem. And the only reason that I'm sort of remotely paying this any heed is there are other autistic things that I do, and I'm kind of sort of half becoming interested in it a little bit, but also really not wanting to. Really not wanting to, because I've got enough to deal with. And it's all so similar and also related that I don't know that adding things to it is actually going to help or get me anywhere. You know, it's not. I don't need to have autistic spectrum disorder. God, how much wrong can there be with one person? You know, it's kind of the dangers of internet diagnosing yourself. I'll find things, you know. Anyway, how's TikTok going? Good question. Meh. I've not shown it the commitment that I've needed to of late, to be fair. But my account did the same thing that I think a lot of accounts did. Uh, a little bit ago, where suddenly you went from getting hundreds of thousands of views to struggling to get a couple of thousand. And I've not really, I got so disenchanted with that. And so disenchanted with the type of content that I had to make on there to get that kind of attention, that I sort of lost a bit of interest. And now TikTok, and it's for posting videos, becomes an afterthought. Um, and I kind of want to. I would like to do more of it and get back into it, but it, I don't know. TikTok seems to do its best to discourage me. I do like doing TikTok live streams a lot, and I do those quite often. Uh, Everybody, by the way, you should be following me on TikTok with alerts set up, so you get those alerts when those things happen. But TikTok itself, yeah, I don't know. And then shorts, of course, remain a joke for me for some reason. No idea why. Maybe I do need to still keep posting on TikTok, but I don't know. It got slightly less enjoyable, you know, but I think you have to just keep plugging away at that one. I do feel like the more you do on there and the more active you are on there, the better you do on there. And I've kind of been away from it for a little bit. See, that is absolutely right, Frederick Nietzsche in the chat room. Autism is often misdiagnosed as BPD, NPD, and vice versa. When you read up about things like PDA, you can kind of see why. It's it's true. It's all, I don't know. It's all mixed in there, and I think you could just find traits of everything in everything, and just go through it that way, and just add thing after thing. And I'm sick of adding things. I'm sick of dealing with things. I'm happy dealing with BPD and NPD. The thing is, with the TikTok NPD content and BPD content is, I don't watch any of it. But I agree with you that it's mostly garbage, and that is a big part of why I don't watch any of it. If it was good, I would watch, right? Um, I do have this. I never know quite what to do with the BPD NPD content, because it's like I don't want to. It's like I know. right? I don't need I don't need to, I don't get anything out of listening to somebody tell me what BPD feels like or what NPD feels like or stuff like that. So they're either getting it right and I'm agreeing with them and kind of wasting my time, or they're getting it wrong and just pissing me off. And most often they're getting it wrong and pissing me off. So I have to not. And there's so many of them that make me so angry. God, I'm just getting caught up on the ones that make me angry now. God. Um, Thank you for that on the Quiet BPD video. Yeah, it's all, that's part of it, isn't it? It's like there's this whole industry made up around bullshit. Around just let's take advantage of these people because they'll latch onto anything. And we can make shit up like Quiet BPD. And I think another comment, I can't remember who it was, put a comment on saying, yeah, that there are all these supposed BPD subtypes, but you only ever hear about Quiet BPD. No one claims to be one of the others. Which surely, if they were real, there would be just as many people on all of them, or you'd encounter someone from time to time at the very least. You know, do you hate it when people that don't have mental health battles, saying I can't say it, don't have mental health battles themselves, but say bipolar is a lot worse? I hate it when people who don't have these things tell us what it feels like altogether. But yeah, I don't for a second think bipolar is worse. Uh we definitely win the pain one. I think we definitely win the pain competition when it comes to mental health. Cluster B has that sewn up. Absolutely, because I mean, my God, the pain, man, you know? There's just so much fucking pain. But there's so much guff on the internet now, and TikTok is I don't know. The one that gets me, there's two types of cluster B content that I get. It's either actually maybe there are subtypes of this, right? So in the NPD, we mainly have the here's why narcissists are demons, here's why we must burn them, here's how to kill them, all that stuff. Don't feed them after midnight, don't get them wet. All these videos about narcissists, right? That's half of it. And those people just hate me. And then the other half is BPD videos of people just talking about how sad they are. And I've got no time for that either. Right? I don't think we talk enough about how much BPD keeps you in BPD in the same way that not NPD keeps you in NPD. Right? I think that the NPD gets an unfair reputation of being the only one that happens to, right? Because we have this system of NPD is hard to treat because the narcissists never go to therapy because they think they're great, right? Okay, fine. Now let's talk about the BPD people. An alarming number of y'all don't want to get better. I didn't think that would be the case when I started making this channel. I thought everyone would have my arm off at the opportunity to get better. And you would be surprised how many people really don't want to yet. I'm still a little bit stunned and surprised at it, but it's definitely the case. Some people just they're not bothered. They want to sit in the sadness and be miserable about it and make videos about being miserable and all this sort of thing. Now, to be clear, that is not an attack at anybody who's ever made a video where they're down or crying. That's not what I'm talking about. Even I've made videos like that. What I'm talking about is the people who just like, that's their thing. And there's too many people where that's their thing. Definitely put out the raw emotion videos. They're great. They're very important. They're very useful. But there are some people who are just all that. And they're not even raw emotion videos. Right? There are some videos that you see where it is people who are just feeling everything as they're making that video, and it's all coming out on that video. And there are other ones where it's just them sat looking at the camera with text on the screen talking about how sad they are, and you just think you don't want to get better. Like there is identity to be found in the misery. And that is so boring and keeps you stuck there because you don't want to get better. How is that any worse than the narcissist not going to therapy? Evening, DC. And Remel again. Hello. I'm good, thank you. Good to see you all here tonight. So yeah, I think that BPD keeps you out of therapy, out of helping yourself, just as much as NPD, just in a slightly different way. And that is like half of the BP. That's well, it's so much BPD content on TikTok. There's some fucking good stuff out there though, right? There is stuff to be recommended. There is stuff to watch way beyond me. I'm not great BPD content on TikTok. There are people who do far better stuff than me. Um, what's her name? I keep meaning to message her to get her on the show. Mia BPD Recovery. I think it's Mia. MIA. It's not Maya, is it? Maya's with a Y. Going with Mia BPD, and she's got loads of resources and stuff that she's put together for BPD recovery. And it was, that was a channel that sort of stood out because it was finally somebody just talking about fucking recovery and getting better and saying you don't have to feel shit. And that shouldn't be something that stands out on TikTok, surely. Nevertheless, it turned out to be so. I keep meaning to invite her on here. We'll get to that. It's my forgetfulness and what have you. Yeah, she's done a Pinterest thing.
Hey, so I realized.
Um, with lots of DBT stuff on and that sort of thing. I think she did be DBT, but go and check her out. There is some good stuff on TikTok. It's just rare. And for some reason, I am mainly getting adverts for filters now. Have you seen there's a filter that does this? I don't care. I don't care. And why do you care if I know about a filter? Am I supposed... Do they sell these? None of them have ever tried to get money out of me, so why do they care if I'm using one enough to make an ad? I still haven't figured that one out. Oh, dear. Anyway. Have you all been chatting? No. Never mind. I feel like we've been through some stuff tonight. We've been over Myers-Briggs. We've been over TikTok sucking. And YouTube sucking. Do you know what? Right? As I did that quiet BPD video, that was the first one in a long time that I've done anything like any research for, right? That I actually looked up web pages for and read articles and that sort of thing and watched other people's videos on. And I am greatly frustrated and annoyed by the number of heavy hitters within the YouTube mental health space have done videos about it. Right? There were people that, there's a Dr. Daniel Fox video about it. And you're like, you're a doctor, dude. You know it's made up. There's a Dr. Grande video about it. And these were people that I had time for. That I thought would get, and once they start doing videos about made up things, what are you supposed to do with that? Then that when you're catering to a YouTube audience that much. And I've just never been interested in catering to my audience that much. I like punishing you all. Have you not realized this now? I like hurting you. So I like making videos where I tell you you're wrong and that something doesn't exist. And it was kind of, yeah, it's kind of like depressing to see what happens. Who else has got one? Hang on, I'm gonna go and search in an accusory way. Quiet BPD, Dr. Daniel Fox, Dr. Kim Sage, Med Circle. Med Circle are asking, have you got quiet BPD or ADHD? 10 signs of quiet BPD from Katie Morton. This video is all about quiet BPD, which is also known as quiet borderline personality disorder. Living with what's it like to have quiet BPD? You wouldn't know, love. You don't have it. Oh dear. I doubt my video will be showing up very highly in here. Certainly for now, anyway. Or if I search for most recent. There I am. Okay, uploaded today. Okay, fair enough. Make sure you've all watched it, of course, by the way. Quiet BPD doesn't exist. Isn't real. Sorry to anyone who thinks they have it. But yeah, I do think it's a very valid point to say, what was it you said, Sarah? Bear with me. Oh, I closed that. I shouldn't have closed that. That's the right thing to click on. That can go away. Oh, Windows is being. By the way, DC, the I had quiet BPD this morning after my partner told me to shut the fuck up was fucking hilarious. So, well, good one on that one. Yeah, anyway, I can't find comment. I think, I think it's people trying to avoid stigma, trying to avoid all the shit they hear from the other YouTube videos about what bad people we are and all that sort of thing, you know? Um, but it doesn't, I don't know. I think some people are just a bit too fucking dramatic about it. Tortoisen asks, can I get advice on how I can motivate to clean my house? I'm no hoarder, but there's still lots of stuff that needs deep cleaning, and I don't know anything. It's so overwhelming. I prefer to sit down and play video games. I gather that this sort of behavior is a problem. Like a common problem. And I get it. This thing. I can't do it. I can't live in the filth. I can't have dirt around. I'm no, like, my house is not pristine by any stretch of the imagination, but I can't have smelly dirt around and filth and whatever. At worst, there's mess in my house, not dirt. Or, I tidy, I don't clean. Does that make sense? Well, sometimes I clean, I guess it depends. But I get that it's overwhelming. I really do. But you are left with a clear-cut choice. It's very simple. Do you want to live in filth or do you not want to live in filth? If you want to live in filth, cool, you're there, you've made it. Mission accomplished. If you don't want to live in filth, somebody has to do something about that. If that can be someone else, that's a bit of a workaround, but like you say, that can't be somebody else, you know? You have to do it. So that leaves you with the only option. You do it. Now, what I would recommend is one thing at a time. Right? This is a baby step thing. For anything that's daunting, for anything that's overwhelming, you take it a step at a time. You do the bit you can do. And you learn to not hate yourself for not doing all of it. Because eventually you will do all of it. You just need to get on and do a bit of it. So what I would suggest is start with something that will probably make your life better the most, the quickest. Right? So I don't know what level of dirt we're talking about in your house. If there's something creating smell in the house, make it be outside the house. If there are dirty dishes with food on, put the food in the bin and throw it out. Right? Stuff like that. Wash dishes, wash clothes, stuff that is going to immediately make you feel better and cleaner around your house. And once you start to make a bit of a difference and you start to feel a little bit better, then carrying on is going to feel easier too. And it's just something you have to start. You have to pick a corner to pull out and start going at it. Is it possible to have a cluster B and an A and C or C at the same time? I think so. I don't know. Again, that's not my... I don't know. But I guess. Probably. Why not? That could definitely be a thing. Do you regularly have a feeling like you were meant for so much more in life? And to achieve something great, but just feel like the battles which have held you... We have held you back. Yes, every fucking minute of every day. For the last 25 years. Yes. So much yes. That's the definition of my day. Every day. So if that's how you feel, you and me both. Like, that is so spot on, right? Absolutely so spot on. And it is crippling and stops me from doing normal stuff. Right, and DC asked ask about the comorbidities because if quiet BPD do exist, I imagine it would be like a BPD and a cluster C disorder coinciding. Well, I don't know because it's supposed to be a BPD subtype, right? So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. This is where me not being a medical professional becomes a slight bit of a problem, doesn't it? Anyway. So, as we approach this time now, I'm going to have to leave you. I'm going to have to get off a bit earlier tonight, I'm afraid. But I will be back with more videos throughout the week and probably some TikToks as well. Talking about how sad I am and can't get out of my BPD. And all that bullshit. So, look out for those. Go and book some one-to-one sessions at earlymorningbarking.com and you will see a button that says book one-to-one session. They've been going really well. I would like to help some more of you out with tips and tricks, etc. Go and book those one-to-ones. There's Patreon videos, more of those coming very soon. And for those of you interested in such things, don't forget my ASMR videos are also on Patreon and YouTube memberships. There's more of those coming. Actually, I've been quite enjoying making them, and I need a slightly different camera setup, which I'm working on. And working on means I need to tidy my desk. So I'm kind of with you, you know, Tortoise, and just, you know, tidying is daunting. There's so much shit on here. And it needs to all go. Honestly, I can't even show you. It's awful. So look out for all that stuff. Thank you for all your support and love and everything.